Enhance your experience by becoming a supporting member. Gain access to unseen videos and video requests. 3-day free trial by visiting zionmembership.com. Chosen ones, empaths, you've got to just embrace it. You and the narcissist involved in your life are complete opposites. The narcissist loves arguments and drama, and the empath loves peace and serenity. It just doesn't work. No matter how hard you try to make this work, it's just not going to work. They're fueled and love to cause you pain, love to cause arguments, drama, chaos. And all you want is a peaceful day or a peaceful night. And they won't give you that, you see. So you don't need to be sad. You don't need to be upset that they've gone a different direction, or you were discarded or reverse discarded, or they become so toxic you had to cut them off. You don't need to be sad. You really don't need to be sad. This is someone that pretended like they were on the same page as you, right? Sorry. Pretended that they saw the world the way you saw the world, when really they didn't. They're the complete opposite. And they did try to conceal it, you know? It wasn't their choice that they got unmasked. It wasn't their choice. A lot of people think that the narcissist actually decides to unmask one day. No, they don't. They don't decide. If they could keep up the facade and the whole fakery, they would keep it up. They would. They'd keep it up. They would keep it up. But they can't keep it up. They only can maintain it for so long before you start to see chinks in the mask, before you start to see their real persona come out. You know, they only can keep it up for so long. It's very hard for them to maintain that fakery, that mask. It's very hard for them to maintain it being around an empath, you know? Because on top of them faking being who they are, you know, it frustrates them you being who you are, you know? You're like a reflection back at them all the time of everything they're not, and that annoys them. That causes narcissistic injuries. That frustrates them. But you've just got to embrace you are opposites. They're on one side of the spectrum. You're on the other side of the spectrum, the complete other side of the spectrum, so to speak, the complete other side as an empath. And, you know, you can learn about how they see the world, and the further you go down the rabbit hole with that, the more and more you'll uncover how you're not compatible. You're just not compatible with a narcissist. So, if this narcissist has upset you, betrayed you, yeah, it's going to sting. Yeah, it's going to hurt. You know, but the only reason why it stings and hurts is because they pretended that they saw the world like you do. Once you embrace and fully embrace that this narcissist involved in your life is a parasite, is a dusty weirdo, is someone that sees the world in a completely warped way, in a deranged way. They are deranged. Once you fully absorb that and embrace that, then there's not much to be upset over. It's expected of them, you know? So if you keep engaging with them, expect to be hurt. I'm not trying to be blunt here. I'm just trying to paint a picture. Like, if you continue to engage with them or offer them a helping hand or have your life as a revolving door, you're going to keep getting hurt. They're going to keep doing this because this is what they enjoy to do. They enjoy to hurt you. All you want is peace. All you want to be is at home in peace and serenity and tranquility. That's all you want. And you're not going to find what you want with someone like this. You're just not going to find it. You know? You're just not. In a romantic relationship, friendship, family member, colleague or associate, you're not going to find peace and serenity in these types of relationships if they're a narcissist. You're just not going to find it. You know? So, this is why things went the way they did. You know, they started those arguments. They done, what's it called again? Oh, I've lost my train of thought. Reactive abuse. They done reactive abuse. They manipulated you. They gaslit you. They infuriated you. They tried to get you to rage. They like you. They want you arguing and shouting and chaos. They want you like that. You know, they want to turn you into that because they love negative supply more than positive supply. You know, peacefulness and serenity is not going to cut it for a narcissist. You know, even if momentarily you are in peace with them or you were in serenity with them, they're figuring out ways how to try and upset the balance. You know, how to upset the balance between you two individuals. They're weirdos, right? So it's just not going to work, right? Don't be sad about that. Don't be upset about that. It's just not going to work. It can't work. They're not like you. They don't see the world like you do, right? All of the times, you know, you might have got into arguments or disagreements. All they're trying to do in those situations is make the blame be put on you and make them seem as if they're the victim. A lot of the times, that's how narcissists do it, especially covert narcissists. They want to make you seem like you're the abuser. They want to make you seem like you're the one in the wrong. And they want to play the victim. So they start these arguments with you. They start these disagreements with you. They start the chaos. Then they play the victim. Then the empath, through reactive abuse, is upset because they've come out of character. They've said things they wish they didn't say. They don't like to hurt individuals. They don't like to hurt people's feelings. And the narcissist involved in your life plays on this. They play on this very well. Right? They're bringing you out of your natural harmonious state and bringing you into a world that you don't need to be in. Right? Find someone like you. Find someone like you. When the time's right. You know, I've seen in the comment section, I've been putting out polls recently. I'm going to try and maintain doing that because it gives me a bit of understanding where you are in your journey. Maybe I'll do one after this video. But I've seen some comments saying, I just lost my train of thought again. I've seen some comments saying, it's okay. It will come back to me. But look, they're the complete opposite. Just embrace that, you know. Just embrace that, you know. They're never gonna see the world like you do. They're not gonna see the world like you do. But sorry, let me try and get back to it. In the polls, I've seen people saying things like that they miss the narcissist and things of that nature, right? And it's okay to miss the narcissist for a period of time. But there's nothing that you really need to miss about them. There's nothing you really need to miss. You don't need to be sad. You just need to embrace that this is someone on the opposite end of the spectrum. Someone that is a deranged weirdo that likes to cause you pain and upset and hurt. That's what they get thrills off. They get thrills off that, you know. You like peace and serenity and tranquility and a harmonious household. And all they want is drama and chaos. There's nothing to miss about that. There's not. And like I said, the only reason why you do miss something, or you do feel hurt, or you do feel upset, is because you're missing what they presented themselves to be in the first place. And they're just not that. What they presented themselves to be is not who they really are. So you need to embrace that. Fully embrace that. You know? And there's not really much to be upset about. There's not. I know I'm not excusing the hurt and pain you've been through. I'm not justifying that. I'm just saying you to ascend your mind and start to look at a situation like they are a dusty weirdo, they are deranged. It's expected from them. If you engage with someone like this, expect for them to try to hurt you, you know? So the best thing you can do is get away. If you've got children with them, the best thing you can do is grey rock or put boundaries in place so they can't affect you. If you're at work, the best thing you can do is try and put some boundaries in place to keep them at bay. You know, if you have to see these individuals on a daily basis or a weekly basis, you have to see them from time to time. You know, you just got to put your boundaries in place. But for the rest of you that don't need them in your life, the best thing to do is go in your opposite direction, you know? So if you'd like to know more about the moment a narcissist realize they may have lost you for good, click this video here. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.